Namaste friends, welcome back after quite some time today to your own channel, which is Anadi Anantam. And today uh, it so happens that the likely topic that we will discuss is about performing the shraddha ritual, shraddham as it is said in Sanskritam. So why is it so important, and what really happens if we miss performing the shraddha ritual or shraddham ritual? So first of all, let's try and understand what shraddham really means and about its origins of how it all started for the first time. So it is said that shraddham, the literal meaning of the word shraddham is um, offering our shraddhanjali or our obeisance or gratitude, paying gratitude towards those people or to them who are instrumental in our existence coming into forth. Correct? So, who are all instrumental in our existence coming forth? Our parents. The very first physical example or very first physical experience we have in this world is due to our own parents who have given birth. Giving birth also means that uh, giving shape or body to an individual soul or the Atman. So the Jivatma, as it is so referred to, is being given a body so that it can come into existence, earthly existence, and perform certain actions as pertain to its own desires, right? And so every Jivatma has some desire, and it is going through a journey, life journey. Now, as we progress from one rung of the ladder to the next in climbing to the top, similarly, the Jivatma or an individual soul, step by step, goes from one life to another by accomplishing its desires one after the other and slowly graduating to a higher desire or the highest desire, and finally attaining the highest goal of human existence, and thereby finding permanent rest or peace. So that is how this has all started, right? Now, because there are two people, and not just two people, their forefathers, the entire ancestral origin, and when you just trail it down, it goes up to the level of the creator himself, correct? So first we all know about Lord Brahma, then we know about how Lord Brahma created the rishis through his own Shakti as Manas Putras. As so after that, after the rishis, then came the rishis multiplied their lineage, right? So in the form of sons and disciples, they thereafter giving birth, and so the lineage continues, and now it is so much widespread, diversified with so many languages, so many customs, traditions within India itself, within Bharat itself, and outside of Bharat, right? The entire human creation as such. So, and for that matter, the rishis have also given birth to the other living entities, like such as the birds and the beasts. But the birds and the beasts have this disadvantage of not being able to sit erect. They do not have a vertical spinal cord. So they are unable to sit erect, and they are unable to perform those functions which a human being easily can, right? Now, the greatest advantage of being born as a human being in a human body is that since you are able to keep yourself erect in a continuous no, straight posture, you are able to have a certain breathing pattern. You are able to channelize and energize your internal energies and create a vortex which can help you rise vertically towards the highest desire or the highest aim, which is impossible in any other form or body, because all the others are horizontal. Have you ever thought about this or observed this phenomena? So this is the greatest advantage of having a human body, correct? So now that you have the best of the best instruments, so that you are able to achieve your aims and desires in life, is it not your part to pay thanks or gratitude to them who have given this opportunity of having a desirable body, right, in this creation? So that is how this all started. Now it is so said that any human being has 5 different types of rinas, or 5 different types of paybacks which they have to, any individual human being has to do. And what are these 5 paybacks or rinas which you have to pay back? First is the rina towards the devatas or the gods or the divine beings, supernatural beings, who are higher than the human existence, right? So they have divine powers and they have their own celestial features, they have their own celestial abode from where they operate, and they are quite functional and they help in sustaining this universe which has already been created by the Creator. So the first rina is towards the devatas, and second in importance are the Pitrus. So the Pitrus are nothing but are important second in line after the devatas, because they are the nourishers. They give a human body, not only give a human body a shape, they give a nice feature to the body and they nourish it, right? So, and these Pitrus are not only our lineage ancestors, but they are also divine beings. The Creator, when the Creator created Devatas, and He also created, there is a story which narrates the creation of Pitru. There are 7 Pitrus, and they are divine beings who are always white in color, right? As a white light. They appear to be as white light, and they are 7 in number. And the divine being who created the universe granted these 7 Pitrus Shraddha as their counterpart or as their wife, yeah? So that they will be able to accomplish their activities connecting the material world, that is the mundane existence, the earthly world, and their own divine world. So the connecting link between these 2 worlds, which is the power or Shakti of the Pitrus, is called as Shraddha. She is Shraddha. As any Homa performance is always performed with the word ending in Swaha, therefore similarly this Pitru Rina or the performance of Tarpana or the performance of Shraddham always ends with the word Swadha, right? So this word Swadha in itself has the energy and the potency to carry vibrations from and convert this energy or vibration, certain vibrations which are present in the water and the food which is being offered on the earthly existence on earth. This is converted into a vibrational force or energy, and it reaches the higher realms where the Pitrus reside. So these are the 7 divine Pitrus who are then helping your own ancestors who are in your own lineage who have given birth to you, and that is why you have certain strengths or talents, right? Every person has some or the other talent in himself or herself, and this is nothing but a gift which we have inherited from our ancestors. So we can't suddenly, have some skills cropping up as grass from nowhere. So there is a cause, and there is something which you can always trace back to. So these are the genetic coded information and your own strengths and skills by which you are able to survive on this earthly existence, and you are able to carry out and perform certain activities, and you have your limbs intact, and you have your digestion taking course, and you have certain nourishment which is happening, right? Absorption of your food and providing nourishment throughout the body, throughout all the cells of the body, is all carried out by the Pitrus. So the first Rina is towards the Devata, the second Rina is towards the Pitrus. So this is highly important. The third Rina is towards the Rishis, right? The fourth Rina is towards the Bhuta. Bhuta meaning the other creatures who are cohabiting the planet. And lastly, fifth is the Atithi. Atithi is any person or any guest who is suddenly knocking upon your door without any prior intimation. And Atithi means the one who has no tithi for arrival and departure, right? So there is no particular date or time ascertained on which these people might knock onto your door asking for some help or something which they might be in need. So these people are called as Atithi. These are the 5 types of Rinas which any human being after taking birth on this earthly planet is burdened with, and they have to strive to pay back this Rina so that they will be free to set themselves on the path of attaining or accomplishing their highest goals. And that is why it is said in the Shastras, in the Veda, and that is why it is said by Bhagwan himself that perform shraddha. Now another secret and interesting fact to be noted here is that the entire universe, if you really keenly observe or see, that it is carried out basically through the medium of 2 elements. One is the heat element, which is the Agni Tattva, and another is the cooling element or the water Tattva, Apa. So heat and cool work together in coordination to sustain life in the cosmos, right? Even above not just Earth, if you look outside of Earth, if you look at other planets, there are certain planets which are full of water, certain planets which are full of fire. So there is always a balance between the fire and the water elements, and these are the main basic functional instruments which carry out sustenance of life both on the earth and beyond earth. So this is a very interesting yet secret information which is there glaring right before our eyes, but we are unable to notice it. So, and very practical example is that of our own physical body. Like I always bring up this example because it is very easy to relate to, right? We cannot be we are not detached from our own bodies, right? We know how the body functions, our own body. So Everybody can relate to this example very easily. Right? So even if you look at or observe your own bodily functions, the process of digestion, the process of breathing, the process of fluid retention and distribution, right? So there is a balance between between the heating and the cooling aspects. Right? These are the two main aspects. There is a part of the body which is responsible for creating heat and energy and dynamism. For example, digestion. It is completely dependent upon the heat of the body. If there is no heat, then digestion will not occur. And cooling, right? Cooling is nourishment after the digestion process, absorption and supply through the entire body. Example for this is plasma and lymph. Right? All the cells get nourished because of the cooling effect. So there has to be a balance between the heating and the cooling systems for the body to stay in its optimal condition. Right? This you must be knowing already, or maybe you should pay attention to this. If at all there is any physical problem, then the heating and the cooling, you check which part of the function is being impaired or blocked, whether the heating is impaired, blocked, or the cooling. Likewise, if you take steps, do yogasanas literally do this. They balance the heat and the cooling pathways, right? And that is why you really find permanent solutions to whatever energy blockages you have in the body. This is another important secret and interesting fact. So that is why shraddham, performing shraddham is so much important, because it is a part of the cooling system. The first important part is the heating system, because heat, Agni, is the start or the initiator of the engine, right? Or ignition given to the engine. Without ignition, the engine will not start. So performing homa or sacrificial performances are like giving ignition to the engine, whereas performing shraddha is cooling down and nourishment. So if you really wish that you must be nourished throughout your existence, throughout your life on earth, then it is quite wise of you to perform these functions of performing the homa rituals, either yourself or through the right channels, right? So the brahmanas who are performing the Agni, who are well versed in performing these yajnas or rituals, they are very, very important, because they are carrying the mantras within themselves, and therefore they have the authority and the power, potency of creating subtle vibrations and giving them impact to rise above in the universe. And what goes up comes down, right? So the water which is getting evaporated through heat from the oceans and the seas, that water itself is then pouring down in the form of cooling, in the form of rains, and that is what is giving rise to new harvest, and that is what is giving rise to sustenance, and new life entities are thriving upon earth since time immemorial. So that is why performing a shraddha ritual is really very, very important and significant, and it is one part of our well-being. That is how I will put it, right? So anyone who wishes to, for his own welfare or well-being, then they should perceive the universe from this point of view, and perceive themselves as part of this entire universe, big universe, one small part of the big universe, and always be mindful of orienting themselves, right, to the greater universe and to the higher powers which have created this universe and which are helping in sustaining it. So this is something which I really wanted to share, because I myself have for the first time performed shraddha, and we also have significantly enough, for women who have departed the material plane without widowhood, or whose husbands are still alive. They are called as sumangalis. They are blessed and auspicious, and we perform something called as sumangali prarthana, and we invite other sumangalis or other married women and perform, sort of respect them in the memory of the departed soul. So this is part of the shraddha ritual. If the departed soul was in the body of a feminine existence, the feminine body. And that is why we also realize, or I also realize, that the Vedas have always respected or always had a very special place for women. Women are divine, women are royal. It is only our misunderstanding or misinterpretation of certain shlokas or verses that it makes us think that the Vedas are ill-treating women or making partiality or limiting their expression of their own existence. But what Vedas say that this is not limitation, it is enhancement of your own divinity. And it's an entirely new perception and concept, which I will definitely discuss with you in another video. So thank you, and see you all again very soon. And yes, I will be posting this particular video in Hindi as well. Namaste, namaskar, and wish you all happy Gudi Padwa, and wish you all the Tamil viewers and South Indians. I wish you all New Year happy Vishu. Namaste.